The Oscars are less than a week away. Now it's time for me to do my predictions. I know I haven't been completely on top of the awards game this year. I know all of the nominations, of course, and I know all the awards films. I've seen almost all of them, so don't think I'm slacking on watching them. It's just doing the videos I have been slacking on, and that's mostly because of scheduling. You know, it's hard for me not to see the winners at some point. It's usually on Sunday nights, and most Sunday nights I am busy. The Oscars next week, I am making sure I am watching those, and you will definitely get a reaction for those, because I can't miss those. Those are the big ones. Let's do my predictions. Okay, first category we're going to be talking about is original song. I think this is one of the more obvious ones. I think this is clearly going to Naatu. It's been sweeping everything, and I don't know if I need much more elaboration. Only other two that really could take this is maybe Hold My Hand, Lift Me Up, or maybe even This Is a Life. The only other world where I think Naatu loses this is if This Is a Life wins and Everything Everywhere just sweeps that hard. But I don't think that's going to happen, just because the Oscars don't like movies really sweeping. So it's clearly Naatu, and there's really no argument besides the one I just kind of randomly came up with. Coming in next is Next Sound, and I think this is going to go to All Quiet on the Western Front. Mostly because I think Oscars really like to go for the war movie. 1917 won, I believe Dunkirk won Best Sound. And this is the war movie, and this has the sounds. This has explosions. For a little bit in my head, I was thinking maybe it's Avatar or Elvis, possibly Top Gun. But I was like, it's the war movie. They want to give... I think, surprisingly, not everything. All Quiet will be the technical darling this award season, and that's surprising, especially since we have a new Avatar film. But I think this is going to go to All Quiet on the Western Front. Next is Best Score. I think this is going to go to Babylon. Justin Herbert's score for Babylon is just fantastic, and they'd be all mad if they didn't vote for this. Personal bias aside, I really can't see this going to anywhere else. I know BAFTA gave this to All Quiet on the Western Front. I just can't really imagine this going to anyone else. I know this was went to Everything Everywhere at Critics' Choice, but I think they were just... I can see Critics' Choice being very, very fond of Everything Everywhere. I just don't, like I said, I think the Oscars is going to want to divvy it up. Right now we're just talking about the easy ones. Next up is Makeup and Hair, and I think that is going to Elvis. The big question is this going to be Elvis or is this going to be The Whale? And I thought about it, and I'll make this point later. The Academy loves recreating people. They love recreating people. And we recreated Elvis in makeup, and the guy looks like Elvis. So it doesn't matter what the other categories are, because he looked like Elvis. He's a real person. Because I was thinking maybe it's The Whale, but I looked back at the winners of the makeup categories within the last couple of years, and every single one of them, I'm pretty sure almost all of them, went to depicting someone that has existed or currently exists. Darkest Hour, Bohemian Rhapsody, Eyes of Tammy Faye. And those are just a couple from the last couple of years. So I think this is going to go to Elvis, and that's purely because it's the movie that depicts a person, and that person is wearing makeup. Because the argument can be made for The Whale, but The Whale, Brendan Fraser's character isn't real. He doesn't exist. Next up we have Costume Design, and I think that's going to go to Elvis as well. It's in the same realm of what I was saying about Makeup and Hair. It's a biopic. They go for that type of stuff. It won other places as well. I know this is kind of a toss-up between Black Panther and Elvis, but I think this is going to be Elvis just because it's always which one has the most costumes, and Elvis certainly had his costumes, and it's a focal point of his character. So this time I really wanted to think about what does the Academy go for, and yes, I did look at BAFTA and Critics' Choice and Golden Globes. I really try to find really thinking about what kind of decisions the Oscars make. International feature, that's obviously going to All Quiet on the Western Front, the one that's nominated for Best Picture. Production design, I think this is going to Babylon. I really don't see what can win besides this. Maybe All Quiet, but 1917 lost, and it lost to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is a lot like Babylon when it comes to its look. A Babylon win would not surprise me. Visual effects, it's Avatar. We all know it's Avatar. I didn't even have to see who won this and that. It's obviously Avatar. Adapted screenplay, this is Women Talking Award. I don't see it going to anywhere else, and if it goes to anywhere else, I'd be very, very shocked. Speaking of screenplays, this is a tricky one. Original screenplay. My prediction is that it's going to go to The Banshees of Inisherin, just because, like I said, I do think the Oscars wants to divvy it up and give it to different movies. The Banshees of Inisherin has a very strong script, and it's something that I can see the Oscars going for. Everything Everywhere, I do think it's going to walk away with more than what I've already given it. Like, I haven't given it everywhere, anything yet. I think Everything Everywhere is still fine without a screenplay win. Animated film, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It's obvious. It's sweeping, and it's going to continue to sweep. Cinematography, I am predicting All Quiet on the Western Front for this one, and it's a tricky category this year because I know Elvis just won a cinematographer's award. I think it's maybe ACE or whatever it's called, or whatever Cinematography America thing that they have going for it. It just won, but I don't see Elvis winning cinematography. Looking back on the past cinematography winners, I still don't see Elvis winning this award. You know, movies like Blade Runner have won cinematography. We also got 1917. Biopic isn't really like the movie that gives cinematography, so I'm just going to completely ignore that. At the same time, who else would get it? Is it Bardo? No. Is it? It's definitely not Empire Light. And I wouldn't be upset with a Tar win. I'd actually be very happy with the Tar win. But I think this is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front because, I just feel like this is just another 1917. Next up is Best Editing. I think this is going to go to Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't think that's a question at this point. I think it needs this award to get its boost that it needs to have. I really don't see this going to anywhere else. It's definitely not going to Elvis. It's definitely not going to Banshees because of that Twitter clip that everyone's complaining about. That's a joke, by the way. Possibly Tar or Top Gun Maverick, but it's just Everything Everywhere is just winning everywhere else. Haha, that's a complicated sentence I just said. So I don't see why it won't win at the Oscars. It's a very well-edited film, and it's not just because it has the most editing, it's because it's a well-edited film. Next up is maybe the easiest one. Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan. He's got it. Done. Next category. Best Supporting Actress. Now this is where things are getting tricky. Last second, I was on the Angela Bassett train, and then these last two awards really didn't click with me, and now I'm saying Carrie Condon. Angela Bassett was an early front runner, but I don't see it anymore because she got the Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, which are both, definitely the younger side of voting. And she lost to Screen Actors Guild, she lost BAFTA, and she lost BAFTA to Carrie Condon. And so that's my main booster because I'm just thinking maybe the older voters of the Academy won't go for Angela Bassett just because it's the Marvel movie. So that's why I'm thinking maybe they're going to go Carrie Condon because I don't think it's going to be... I don't think we live in a world where it's Jamie Lee Curtis, sadly. I wouldn't mind that. Next up, we have Best Director. This is an easy one. The Daniels are winning. Without a doubt, I can't see this going to anywhere else. When I look at these nominations, the only other winner I would mentally accept is Todd Field. That's the only other one I would be like, yes, that they deserve it. Every other nomination, I'd be a little angry about it. The Daniels are sweeping anyway, so I'm happy. And yeah, let's get on to Best Actor. This is a tricky one. It's best. Is it going to be Austin Butler or is it going to be Brendan Fraser? And I was pretty sure I was going to do Brendan Fraser, and then I researched it, and I'm saying Austin Butler. Because when I did the research of who won where, and it was pretty much down the middle. And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait. I was thinking maybe it could be Austin Butler because they like going for the singer, but maybe the Oscars is trying to switch things up, but they do like going for the singer. But that's not what made me pick this. When I went back and looked at the past Best Actor winners, every single one of them had their film nominated in Best Picture. I don't know. I only went back maybe 7 years, but every single one of them had their film in Best Picture. Will Smith last year, King Richard, Best Picture nominee, and so forth. I'm saying Austin Butler solely for that reason. I would have, and if it weren't due to that, if The Whale was nominated for Best Picture, I would have said The Whale. Yeah, here we are. Next up, Lead Actress. Like with a lot of these acting categories, once I thought about it, I ended up changing my mind. At the beginning of this award season, I was Cate Blanchett all the way because she's my personal choice. This last second Michelle Yeoh resurgence, I thought would never wear off on me, but it wore off on me, and that's because Cate Blanchett, whenever she wins, she's just kind of like, thanks, bye. Whenever Michelle Yeoh wins, it's just like, she just, she loves it. Kate Blanchett's almost saying, I don't want to win the Oscar, guys. Just give it to Michelle Yeoh. With Oscar voting starting right after Screen Actors Guild, it's obvious that Kate Blanchett doesn't want this award. Michelle Yeoh is just buzzing right now after her Screen Actors Guild win. I think they will vote Michelle Yeoh. Now Best Picture. It's Everything Everywhere all at once. It's not a bad choice. It's a fantastic choice. I think we don't have to worry about it anymore, thank God. I hope this doesn't have a last second, oh, we heard this from this ballot person and now we think it's going to be Elvis. And if that happens, I will probably... I don't know if I can say what I wanted to say on YouTube, but I would probably not be very happy. Yeah, it's going to be Everything Everywhere. I mean, I know last year we had Coda, that last second switch, and, the year everyone thought it was going to be 1917, and it was Parasite. I don't think that's going to happen. Everything Everywhere. We haven't had such a strong film at the center of award season since 2003 with Return of the King, and I don't mind saying that out loud. I am a little sad that I think at the end of the day, Elvis is about to have 3 Oscars. I hope I'm wrong about that. I'm fine with Elvis getting 2 Oscars, but 3 is a little much to me. I do think I have Everything Everywhere for 4, and then a lot of combos. I think I have Banshees for 2, Babylon for 2, I believe. All Quiet for 3, I believe. I think that's how the Oscars will maybe divvy it up. Last year I got all 20 of my predictions right. I don't expect it to be this year because last year it was very obvious, and this year we have a lot of toss-ups, and these are just kind of I think it'll be this person, particularly a lot in the acting categories. Just a very exciting acting race this year, except for supporting actor, which it's obvious who's going to get that. Those are my predictions, and I hope you guys comment down below who you guys think will win for each category. This is a lot of fun, as always, to talk about these movies and talk about who I think will win for which one. I don't usually do prediction videos, but you guys are getting this one this year because I didn't get you guys a BAFTA or a Screen Actors Guild reaction, and I do apologize for that. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.